study of formation of thoracic, abdominal and pelvic cavities. Objectives of the lecture. After reading this lecture, students will be able to understand the following concepts: Introduction to Splanchnology, body cavities of trunk, boundaries of thoracic cage and thoracic cavity, abdominal and pelvic cavities, organs contained in these cavities, openings in the diaphragm. Introduction to Splanchnology. Tissue, a group of biological cells that perform a similar function. Organ, a collection of tissues joined in structural unit to perform a common function. Organ system, a group of organs that work together to perform a common function. Splanchnology, branch of gross anatomy which deals with the study of visceral organs. The following systems constitute splanchnology: digestive system, respiratory system, urinary system, genital system. We will focus now on the digestive system. Organs of the digestive system are related with the nutrition of the body. Functions related to nutrition of the body are prehension of food, mastication, digestion, absorption, initial storage of the nutrients released during digestion, excretion of solid waste. Components of digestive system are mouth, pharynx, alimentary canal, muscular tube consisted of esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anal canal, accessory glands, salivary glands, liver, pancreas. Let us now learn about body cavities. Body cavities are part of trunk which can be divided into three parts: thoracic, abdominal, pelvic. Thoracic and abdominal cavities are separated by diaphragm, while the pelvic cavity is in continuation with pelvic cavity. Let us learn in detail about the thoracic cavity. The thoracic cavity, bony thorax, surrounds the thoracic cavity as well as other structures. The thoracic cavity is bounded cranially by thoracic inlet, space between first pair of ribs, the body of thoracic vertebra and manubrium. Caudally by the thoracic outlet, space between last pair of ribs, the costal arc, body of thoracic vertebra and xiphoid process. Dorsally by the bodies of thoracic vertebrae and the proximal regions of the ribs. Ventrally by the sternum, distal regions of ribs and cranial parts of the abdominal muscle. Laterally by the ribs and intercostal muscles. Let's pause now to answer this question. The structure which separates thoracic cavity with abdominal cavity is A. Mediastinum, B. Thoracic inlet, C. Thoracic outlet, D. Diaphragm. The correct answer is D. Diaphragm. Now, let us understand the context of thoracic cavity. Structures contained entirely in the thoracic cavity are heart and great vessels, lungs, pleura and pleural cavity, thymus, some lymph nodes, some sympathetic ganglia, mediastinum. Structures contained partially in the thoracic cavity: trachea, esophagus, aorta, caudal vena cava, frenal nerves, sympathetic chain, vagus nerves, branches, and trunks. Let's pause now to answer this question. Structures contained partially in the thoracic cavity: A. Heart and great vessels, B. Lungs, C. Trachea, D. Thymus. The correct answer is C. Trachea. In conclusion, let us summarize the salient features of the thoracic cavity. Cone-shaped cavity and second in size among body cavities. Dorsal wall or roof formed by thoracic vertebrae, ligaments, and longus colli muscles. Lateral walls formed by ribs and intercostal muscles. Ventral wall or floor formed by sternum, costal cartilages, ribs, transverse thoracis, pectoralis muscle. Posterior wall formed by diaphragm. Thoracic inlet bounded dorsally by first thoracic and laterally by first pair of ribs. Wall of thoracic cavity internally lined by serous membrane called pleura. Longitudinal septum called mediastinum thoracic extends from dorsal wall to ventral and posterior wall and divide into two lateral chambers called pleural cavity.